Builders make discovery on construction site.
Is this still the city of love?
Let the story commence. Craig said, John, come here, you're going to want to see this. John was his boss. He said, boss, you're going to want to see this. He said, what is it? Take a look. And there was a wee kind of portaloo that they had. And he said, look. And he went to open the door and it got kicked shut. And the boss, John, went like that. Right, what is it? There's no cunt in there, said Craig. John went, what do you mean? Craig went, there's no cunt in there. John said, I don't know what you're talking about the toilet. There's somebody in. Craig went, but there isn't. His boss went like that. Right, what is this? I've not got fucking time for this shit. What is it? Craig went, hold on. You know how the door just got kicked shut? John went, yeah. There's actually no cunt in it. And John said, wait, what is it? The wind? There's no wind. Wait, the fucking... I've not got... What is this? I've not got the fucking time for this, Craig. What was... Is it as a joke? It's not funny. What is it? And Craig said, right, just watch. And come round here. And he went round the side of the portal. It was the size of a cubicle. It was the size of a cubicle. That's it. Just this one size of one cubicle. That's all it was. Like something you would get at like a festival or something. In case some of you younger folk, a cubicle, you would call it a stall, like an American. You call it a stall. We called it a let's all fucking sound like Americans. When I was a bit younger, we called it. We called things. We had like words for things like here. Americans had their words, and we didn't have this inferiority sort of thing where we felt like we've got to call it what they call it because we're in like voice chats or streams and things like that, and we say cubicle, and an American goes like that, cubicle, and then you describe, well, you know, a toilet, it's got this, stall. And then you feel a wee bit embarrassed, like you're for a daft wee country, they're for like America, where all the programmes and films come from. So obviously, they sort of dominate you. So you sort of back down, you go like that, and then you start saying stall, and it actually makes you feel like you're empowered and you're bigger and better. And, you say stall, and then you actually correct your fellow Scot. See, nobody says cubicle anymore. Nobody says cubicle, stall. Nobody says cubicle, you sound like a boomer. So I went to the restroom and all the stalls were taken. As I've said before about these fucking things. See if the Americans started calling it like a cubicle. Or a chemist, then we'd start fucking calling it. We go back to what we used to call it. Fucking hell. Anyway, by the way, everything I just said there, Craig was saying that, and John went like, "Are you all right?" And Craig went, "Oh, sorry, I just went off in one." I just like, how this, Portaloo, it was, John went, well, it's actually not, while you're talking about the meaning of words and things like that, this isn't actually a portaloo. And Craig went, what? And John went, this isn't a portaloo. A portaloo is, it's actually a brand name, like Portakabin. And Craig said, yo, wait a minute. So you telling me, bruh, that, oh my God, And John went, wait a minute. Hold on, you're talking about Americanisms, and you're just after coming out with like about 5 or 6 like online banter there. That was on online part. That was like online stuff. And Craig went, right, so it's like Hoover. It's like a Hoover. There's like you might go like, oh, there's a Hoover the place up. Where's the Hoover? But it's not actually the Hoover. It's a generic. But it's, I get you. And John went, sorry for interrupting. What is it you're saying? Craig said, take a look. There's a wee hole here at the toilet. You can actually see in. John went, what? Right, but look, if you look in, there's no cunt there. And John went to look and went, no, hold on. Wait, how do you know there's a wee hole? Looking in. And Craig said, because I've been kind of looking in and pulling my wire. Yeah, like cunts staying shites and wiping their arses, and I've been fucking pulling my wire at it. And John went, that's a disciplinary. That's first of all, it's a criminal offence. Secondly, you're going to get sacked. And Craig said, I'm fucking joking. John said, well, you better explain how you know there's a hole that you can see in there, or I will punish you more than any man has ever been punished before. Oh, no!
A sergeant commanded the boys in church. Soldier, put away those cards, sir, replied the soldier. The marshal said, I hope so. For if not, I shall punish you more than any man was ever punished.
That's what he said to Craig. He said, you better have an explanation. For if not, I will punish you more than any man hath ever been punished. And Craig said, I know there's a hole that you can see in because I could see out. I was sitting down a shite and it was a bit kind of dark, but I noticed a wee bit of light coming in, and I looked to the left and there's a wee hole. There's a wee hole there. So I know you can see in because I could see out. And John went, all right. Okay, so look in, there's nobody there. There's nobody there. And John looked in. Right? It's like, is that a fucking ghost or something? What is it? John looked in, and there was somebody there, wiping their arse. And John went like, fuck. And inside, he heard, who's that? Who's that? And then the person inside stumbled out. It was Peter. Who's that? And Craig went like that. John here just looked in that hole to see you doing a shite. And Peter went like that. You're getting fucking reported. John, their boss, got sacked and arrested. And he said to the judge, Your Honour, and explained the whole story. He said, Your Honour, he said there was nobody in, and he said, look in, there's nobody there. And the judge said, and what did the judge say? What did the judge say? Everybody will give you a clue. It's something to do with the Clyde, the River Clyde. No, you're gone in the Clyde. If he told you to jump in a river, would you? Exactly, Brad Space. The judge said, so if he told you to jump in the Clyde, you'd do it. He led me to believe, alright, if he led you to believe to jump in the Clyde. John went like, that doesn't make sense. You just got yourself an extra year. an extra year on what? And he went, oh, that's right, I've no sentenced you yet. And he handed down the maximum fucking sentence he can for that crime. You know what it is? 50,000 years. 50,000. And they've got wise new technology to make you do that time. What it is, it's like something you would see in the Twilight Zone or the 80s Twilight Zone or the Outer Limits, where they can make you feel like it's 50,000 years, even though it isn't. So it's a Black Mirror. No. You're saying Black Mirror. No. It's a Black Mirror. Outer Limits, prison, time. The sentence, right? There we are. Starring him. Creates a virtual prison, an environment in which convicts experience a life sentence and a harsh regime in just a few hours of real time. Throughout the convict's the subject's feelings of guilt literally convict him by subjecting him to a lifetime of imprisonment. He's got criticised for it, and he shows, he demonstrates it himself, assuming he doesn't feel guilty, but because he does feel guilty for causing somebody's death or something like that, he ends up doing like fucking 100 year or something. He ends up doing about 100 fucking years in it. Comes at the end. In just about an hour. You know how it is. If you're having a good time, time flies when you're having fun and all that, and if it's boring as fuck, it drags. They've got ways to make you feel like it's 50,000 years. Without any drugs. Just by putting people in the cell that are like boring. And things like that. But people that you kind of just go like, oh, fucking shut up. It's people you don't know that well enough to go like, oh, fuck off. Or people you've got too much respect for to go like that, fuck off, shut up. So it fucking drags on. And they've worked out it's equivalent of 50,000 years. And he got sentenced to that. The actual time that he did was about 3 years. And when he got out at the end of it, his hair was white. This is John. And he met up with Craig and Peter, who were still in the same job. And Craig and Peter didn't recognise him. They were at the building site and they looked there. And they saw an old guy. Old Italian man building site. Amarel. They thought, oh look. It's one of the Amarels. Men of retirement age who spend their time watching construction sites, especially roadworks. Stereotypically with hands clasped behind their back and offering unwanted advice to the workers. There we are. There we are. There we go. There we are. So they said, oh, it's one of them. It's one of them. And they went, hold on a wee minute. And he walked a wee bit, Craig walked a wee bit closer and went, I recognise it. And the old cunt started to walk away. Craig went, John? Is that you? Johnny's old boss went, oh, tried to go away. Remember, he's only done 3 years, but it's like 50,000. It's fucked. It's actually aged physically because of the mental duress. And Craig and Peter goes like, Peter comes there. Look, it's Craig. John, I mean. John, or boss, Craig gets John. Craig gets Peter, who's his colleague, because there's John. He's all boss. And he said, look, I feel really bad about what happened. We're just trying to get you sacked because you're doing or nothing. Come on in. Do you want to, come on in? And they led him out to the toilet. He said, look, the old portal is still here. And he said, you know what the funny thing is? We've sealed up the hole now. Look, take a look. You could see a hole at the side of the toilet. You know, like, I imagine, let's say, like a bullet hole, but it's sort of dark. But it's filled. It looks like a hole, but it's actually filled in and inside. Do you want to take a wee look? And John went, I'm no fun for that. And Craig went like to him, You're para, mate. I think you should go back to fucking jail, by the way, because you're likely to fucking kill some cunt. You're para. You've got to let it go, mate. You've done your fucking time. You've done your time. You don't need to go about all suspicious what's going to happen next. Just fucking relax. See the amount you're worrying about it. That does more damage, causes you more grief than what it is you're worried about. 9 times, isn't that right, Peter? Saw that in a motivational thing. It was under a talk things. Have a look. And John went, oh, I don't know about that. Craig went, have a look. Have a fucking look, you old cunt. And he wasn't that old. You know, he's not aged by 50,000 years, but he looked it. And John went, no, I better be gone. And Craig grabbed his fucking head and went, fucking look, you old cunt. And grabbed him and held him down. Next to, you know, so he forced to look through the hole. And inside, Peter ran. While he was holding him, Craig went like, hurry up, Peter. Peter ran in the front of the toilet, quickly did a fucking shite, wiped his arse. And Peter went like, is that enough? You got him? That's it. That's enough. Everybody's seen that? CCTV. So I saw it. Phoned the police, arrested, back into court. And the judge went like that. You again. I could see 50,000 years wasn't enough. Okay, make it a million. A million fucking years. And John went like that. But they forced me. They held my head down. And the judge went, would you have had the strength 3 years ago, or 50,000 years ago, however you want to look at it, to fight him off? Yes. Right, so that's on you then. Because you caused that. So you're blaming me. So you're fucking blaming me, son. Honestly, he looked like fucking Yoda. Really, really old looking. You're fucking blaming me now. What, you saying I should do your fucking time? Are you saying I should do your fucking time? John, I'm not saying that at all. Oh, no, I'm a fucking liar. Or I'm stupid. What am I? I'm stupid. Or I'm a fucking liar. What am I? Bailiff, can you believe this? I sentence you to 1 billion years. And by the way, who here hates Americanisms? And then something like that. I've got nothing against Americans. I didn't fucking say that. I mean us using Americanisms. Us. Don't go to America and go, oh my God, you spell colour without a fucking U. I mean, us. Who here hates that? And Craig went like, I fucking hate it. And he went like to Craig, what's a billion? Craig went like, like a million, but like one more up, you know, another 3 zeros. Like, what would that be then? 1,000 million. And the judge went like, wrong. And you said you were into Americanisms, and that's the American billion. The original actual billion was a million. A million. Because, I mean, you can say 1,000 million. 1,000 million. That doesn't sound mental. It sounds a bit mental saying 1,000,000. You know, we've got 10,000. We've got 100,000. 1,000,000. Let's give that its own name. 1,000,000. We'll call it a million. And then you got 10 million. 100 million. 1,000 million. No reason to get a new name. 1,000 million. 10,000 million. 100,000 million. A million. Right, let's get a new name because it's sounding... A million. It sounds a bit... It's like saying 10. You know, you know when you're sort of like saying 10. Let's call it 100. But what about 10 hundreds, 1,000? Just don't think about it. Just listen. It used to be a million. That's a billion. A billion used to be a million. No, 1,000 million. A million. Do you follow me, John? John was like, I don't really know what's going on. I sentence you to 1 billion years, and I shouldn't have to say this, but I'll just clarify anyway, because everything's fucked now. By that I mean 1 million years he's then. This cunt. You. Take him down. And he got taken to the cell. First of all, he got knocked absolute fuck out. And then they put him through the million. So it was kind of like that slow-mo sort of drug in Judge Dredd, the film, where instead of feeling like all that pain over the course of like maybe a day or two, it felt like about a fucking 1,000 years. Just because of the boredom. And he came out after doing his 1 billion fucking years. 1 billion fucking years it felt like. And it actually only lasted about 6 months. Since the last time he was in, they'd improved the technique so they could get more years into less time. New advances, all this AI stuff coming out right now. They're able to advance it even more, that you can do 1 billion, a trillion in 1 minute. But we're not there yet. Getting there. And they're looking into... In fact, the judge went like that. You know what? There's a new thing coming out. We'll do it when you come out. What do you mean when I come out? Do what? I'll have served my time. Fucking shut up. And he did his 1 billion years. But they brought him out. They kicked fuck at him. And they said, can you remember what you got put in for? He said, because of the hole, looking through the hole. So you admit it. Because you were denying it before. No. But, alright, so I'm a fucking liar, am I? Right. Watch this now. And nobody gave a fuck. Nobody gave a fuck because everybody had been talking about this in the papers and things like that. Everybody was talking about it online, the new technique. They'd worked out. We originally could put somebody in jail for 3 years and using boredom techniques, make it feel like 50,000 years. Then they managed to sort of come up with some new advances of boredom to actually be able to compress 1 billion years into just a 6-month sentence. They came out with a new technique. They're able to take the 6 months time, right, that feels like a billion, but then see that billion years, make that like the seed, if you like, make that be like as if that's the real time, and then extrapolate that, if you know what I mean, like, you know, whatever you would call it. So the 6 months feels like a billion, but then take that billion and make that feel like even fucking more. So we can do that. We can do that. We can work that out. So if half a year is a billion, if you can make half a year feel like a billion, that means 1 year feels like 2 billion. One feels like 2 billion. So what we then do is the 2 billion multiplied by 1 billion. Is that right? So 2. Hold on. This is what they put. So this is his final sentence about this. That's you. Once you do this time, Algin, that's you. Right? So 2, 1 billion. 1, 2, 2. Yeah, 2, 2. That's 2 million. Right? And then another 6 fucking zeros. Right? Another 6. Wait a minute. Did I make a mistake there? 2. 1 million. 2 billion. Times 1 billion. And then we're going to get this. So we're putting you in for that. Now, what does that mean? What is that number? I save settings. That is. Wait a minute. What the fuck is this? Why is that anything less than a 2? Why is that less? That's not fucking right. Overflow. Well, how can that be fucking wrong? How can they get that wrong? How can 2 billion times a fucking billion be 1 fucking 99999? Read, I'm not fucking reading it. What is that? What is it? The code's fucked. The code's fucked. Can I stay it? Can I stay it? To number. Just do it. Do it. Can anybody do it? Can anything on the internet do this number? Can anything on the internet present to me this fucking number? Right, look. Right, we'll do it again. Look, we'll do it in this, right? Times 1. Show me that number. Show me it. Nothing here can show me that number. How do I see it here? Can anything on the internet show me this number? Press the eng button on your scientific calculator. Thank you very much. No, 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 no. Where is it? Where is it? Did you ask me to press a button that doesn't exist? Does anybody know how to show this number? Is our computers capable of showing this fucking number? Wolfram Alpha, thank you very much. What is that? Okay, we're getting there. Right. Right. Let's see what happens if I do that. Thank you. There it is. Is it? Right, so that's it there. That's it there. I mean, it's basically this, isn't it? It's basically this number here. Big text. That's it. That's what I want. It's this number here. 2. That's your 2. That's your 2 billion multiplied by another billion. It's that. Isn't it? That is not a billion. Hold on. Right. Let's try it again. 1. Is a million. Is American, an American billion. But we've gone to the you know. Right, I'll have to start again. A billion has 9 zeros. Okay, right. So some people haven't followed the story, but that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Some people haven't followed the story. So a wee bit, kind of lost it a wee bit. That's fine. Right. Right. Previously in British English, because this is coming for the judge, remember? This is a judge. The judge had to actually pull this up. The judge had to show people. Previously in British English, but not in American English, the word billion referred exclusively to a million millions. So that is 000, 000, that's a million. 000, 000. Okie dokie. However, this is no longer common, and the word has been used to mean 1,000 million for several decades, right? But this judge was old school. Right? So he's saying he's getting sentenced to 2. It's a million. That's your billion. That's his billion. Right? And then multiplied by another billion. 1, 2, yeah. That there. That's how long the prison sentence felt like to John. That there. But they accidentally pressed the wrong button. And this became the root. This got squared. This got squared. So basically take that number, put a 4 at the front instead, change that to a 4, right? And double the amount of zeros there. So it's kind of like this. This is how much time he actually did. That's how much time he actually did. That's how many years. And when he got out, they knocked absolute fuck at him. The end. That's a true story. Do you know how I know? Because that's how long it felt trying to explain a story to you dunderheads.